acquired the attainment to be at a certain level of consciousness, but you haven't shifted your overall view of life to the point where you accept that you have made progress. This messenger a number of years ago came to a point where he realized that there was a part of his ego that wanted to feel that he was an advanced spiritual student and wanted to be prideful about this. And he realized that in order to avoid feeling prideful, he had not actually dared to acknowledge that he had made progress. And so he had to go through a process of saying, do I believe the spiritual teachings work? Well, if I believe they work, and if I have applied them for so many years, I must have made progress. Because if the teachings work, I should make progress. And if I haven't made progress, why am I bothering to apply the teachings? And if I don't believe the teachings work, why am I bothering to apply them? So if I believe they work and I have applied them, I must have made progress. So what's wrong with acknowledging this? And he went through a shift where he recognized that he had made certain progress, and that is why he could then accept when Jesus approached him and said, are you willing to do something for me? He could accept, yes, perhaps I am actually able to be an instrument. And the same for you. Many of you have actually done the work, made the progress, but there's still some shift you haven't gone through, so you can't actually accept it. So you have the students who, although they have also studied the teaching and supposedly done the work, they haven't really shifted their consciousness on the inner. But what they have done on the outer is they have built this persona of thinking they are a spiritual person. So they think they have more spiritual attainment than they have. Then you have the students who have actually gone through the progress on the inner, but they have an outer persona that doesn't allow them to see this, so they don't acknowledge their progress. And most of you are, of course, in the category where you have made progress, you have done the work, but you just haven't dared to acknowledge it. You haven't dared to step back and see that there is some kind of separate self that is preventing you from realizing where you are at on the path and what your potential is at your present level. And this is something that applies to almost all of you, that you could benefit from considering this and being willing to make that shift of acknowledging, I am an advanced student on the path. I have some maturity. I have some spiritual attainment, and therefore I am able to be the open door. I am able to serve. I am able to build my attunement with the Ascended Masters. I am able to know the next step of my divine plan. I am actually able to do something on earth. Not that I'm the doer, but I am able to be a co-creator with my I am presence and bring forth something that is valid, worthwhile, worthy, constructive, good. How many of you have dared to acknowledge this in yourselves? And my beloved, the Holy Spirit, your I am presence, the Ascended Masters, respect your free will. If you insist on holding on to a limited view of yourself, we of course are not going to impose ourselves on you and force you to be the open door. You cannot force the door open. Only you can open it. But many of you can make that shift very quickly and just dare to accept that you are at a level of the spiritual path. Doesn't matter what level it is. You are at a level of the spiritual path where you can be the open door to some measure. And then dare to accept that. Dare to express it. And be at peace with it. Be at peace with whatever reaction you might get from your surroundings. And so, my beloved, this was the discourse I wanted to bring. I want to also thank you for being here. I want to extend my gratitude to those who will study these teachings, apply them, apply the tools, and therefore will begin to grasp higher aspects of their divine plan and dare to execute them. So with the gratitude of the Buddha, I seal you and I seal this conference. May my peace be with you always when you want it.